All right, question 13. We're going to list the domain x and y intercepts for the following function, and then we're going to graph the function and label all the asymptotes. All right, so first we're going to see if the numerator and denominator will factor. So I'm going to try to break it down into linear factors and see if anything will divide out. So I'll do 1 times 4, and the factors of 4 are 1 and 4. I want to add to get 5, and so that will work out. So 1 and 4, both numbers will be positive. All right, on the numerator, 1 times 8 will give me 8, and I want to find factors of 8 that when I subtract will give me 2, and that would be 2 and 4. 4 times 2 is 8. I want to get a positive 2, so that means the 4 needs to be positive. This needs to be negative. Okay, so this is the problem factored out. What you'll notice, we have an x plus 4 and an x plus 4. These two terms will divide out. So again, that will give us a whole at whatever value this would have been an asymptote. So starting with the domain, x plus 1 equals 0. When I solve, we get x equals negative 1. So when x is negative 1, that will give us a 0. So this is my vertical asymptote. And it's also a number that's going to be removed from the domain over here. X plus 4 equals 0. Solve for x. Gives me x equals a negative 4. So this will be a whole instead of an asymptote because it got canceled out. X plus 4, x plus 4. So a whole at negative 4, vertical asymptote here. Either way, both these numbers cannot be used in our domain. So domain will be from negative infinity to the smaller number negative 4. And then negative 4 to negative 1. And then negative 1 to infinity. Okay, and I should be putting unions in between. So this gives us our vertical asymptote. Domain. We can see if we have a horizontal asymptote. Horizontal asymptote, I will look at the ratio. So just looking at your original problem, x squared and x squared, both the same. Coefficients are understood to be a 1. So 1 divided by 1 is just y equals 1. Okay, so we got a horizontal asymptote, which means we do not have an oblique asymptote. If we wanted to find the x and y intercept, I can just use the factored form. So y equals 0 will give me the x-intercept. Y equals 0. I'm starting from this factored form with that canceled out. Y equals 0 will leave me with the x minus 2 over x plus 1. Multiply by the denominator, that will give me 0 equals x minus 2. Add 2 to both sides, and that will give me x equals 2. So we will get an x-intercept of 2, 0. Y-intercept, we will plug a 0 for x, so we get y equal, and I will plug a 0 minus 2 over 0 plus 1. And so that will give us a negative 2 over 1, and we get a y-intercept of negative 2. So the ordered pair is 0, negative 2. So this time we get an x-intercept and a y-intercept. So roughly, rough sketch, we will have vertical asymptote at negative 1. We will have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 1. So that'll be my lines that the graph don't cross. We will get a x-intercept at x equals 2. We will get a y-intercept at negative 2. And it looks like, see, I would think that this would be like in the positive direction, but it looks like we have a part of our graph down here, so it looks like we will be kind of curving this way. And usually I would think negative if one of these leading terms was negative. But just a rough sketch and guessing looks like this. We'll have a hole at -4, so I'll say 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 over here, I don't know. Say a hole this way. So let's check this with the calculator, and we'll put in all those values. I'm going to go alpha y equal enter to make the fraction bar. X squared plus 2x minus 8. X squared plus 5x plus 4. And we are going to graph. And so I'm still way zoomed in on a different part. So I'm going to go zoom 6 to give me the standard viewing window. Okay, we can kind of see the shape. Looks kind of like what we have drawn here. If I were to zoom and do zoom decimal, that would allow us to see the whole, and you can kind of see that here, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I trace the graph, it's going to go to the left. We're in the negatives now, so it's jumping on the negative side. And you can kind of see that cursor coming down. Watch what happens as we get to -4. -3.9, -4, it falls in the hole. And then I keep going and it pops back up on the other side. So the hole is there, it's kind of hard to see it, but this is everything that we predicted and believe would happen. So we're going to input all of that information. -infinity to -4. Then we have -4 to -1. And then we have -1 to infinity. We do have both x and y intercepts. So B, x-intercept was 2, 0. The y-intercept was 0, -2. Vertical asymptote was just x equals -1, so just type a -1 here. Remember, the 4 became a hole. Horizontal asymptote was y equals 1. There was no oblique asymptote. And the graph that matches looks like between A and B, but you see how B goes below the line. Our asymptote is actually above the line, so it would not go below the x-axis. So A looks more correct than any of the others.